Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the final game of Grade A for NCAA 2025 tournament. Sagarmatha team is facing NAIPALA today. NAIPALA won the toss and decided to bat first. The story so far is Sagarmatha has already started bowling. Lochun Tital and Sandesh Kanal has come opening for NAIPALA Cricket Club, whereas Om Saha is opening the bowling. Here goes the bowling. Om Saha flicks towards the square leg. Fielder there will just be one run. Sandesh Kanal takes a single and Lochan Dital comes to the strike. Lochan probably playing the very last NCAA tournament this year. First ball to Lochan in the final. Defense, and the ball was traveling down the leg side. Obviously not out. Umpire doesn't look interested in that. That is a good appeal, but just tries to defend his first ball. Lochan. That looks interesting as well. Sagarmatha started the bowling with spinner, but still their strength. Om Saha, a prominent batsman. Again, a no ball. Om Saha, there was an appeal for LBW, but umpire signaled it as a no ball. And there's no signal of leg byes as well, so the ball has probably touched the bat. Om Saha, this has been a problem with Om Saha I have seen in previous matches as well. He oversteps sometimes, and I think he needs to be a little bit disciplined and keep controlling his feet. Lochan Dital was trying to defend the second ball as well, but got lucky there. A free hit. Sandesh Kanal tries to flick it towards the leg side, gets inside ace. Will just be a one run. There's a fielder in the fine leg area. Square leg area, sorry. Grab the ball. Interesting fielding. Deep mid wicket and long on at place. Three balls, 4 runs, 1 no ball already. So far in the final game of Grade A NCAA tournament. Tries to play straight, gets the middle wicket, and Om Saha gets the success in the very first over of the match. Unfortunately, Lochan Dital has to go back to the pavilion. Interesting bowling, gets the middle stump. What a success, and you can see the happiness on Om's face. The first over of the final match, and gets a prominent batsman. This would be a big wicket for Sagarmatha as well. Just after 4 balls, NAIPALA Cricket Club is 4 runs with the loss of 1 wicket. We'll have to see who will come next on the batting. Sisir Thapa, captain himself, comes to the batting. His highest score so far in NCAA tournaments is 118 runs. Prominent batsman, does a good bowling as well, leading the team today and got to the final. NAIPALA consecutive second final in NCAA. We'll have to see how Sisir plays today. Sandesh Kanal on the other hand. It's too early to presume or assume anything in the match so far. This is the first over and just 4 balls has been bowled, but still Sagarmatha has got a success, and this should be a little bit ahead of NAIPALA and should be feeling better. Sisir Thapa will face the ball. 5th ball of the over. Om Saha already with a success in the over. 2 more balls to go. Here comes the first ball for Sisir. Tries to play towards the leg side, and again second no ball. Captain signals no ball again. All the dramas, and it's not out. There's an appeal for run out. The batsman looked, he was already inside the crease. Umpire had already signaled no ball, and a lot of drama going on in the very first over. 2 no balls, a wicket of Lochan. Just 7 runs so far. Wow. And Sisir Thapa is scoring 2 runs of the very first ball, which is no ball. And he will again face the ball here. It will be a free hit for him. So let's see if we can see any big hits from him, or he will just play the defensive shots. As the team needs at the moment is to build up a partnership. They can't afford to lose any other wickets from here onwards for at least 6 or 7 overs from now. And placed, it was a full toss ball placed towards the leg side. There's a fielder on the square leg. He will get the ball confidently and will just be 1 run on the 5th ball of the over. Still 1 more ball to go. What an over. 7 balls already bowled. 2 of them were no ball. So 1 more ball to be bowled by Ehub. And he already has a wicket. 8 runs so far. Sandesh Khanal will be facing the last ball of this over. Placed towards the 3rd man area. There's a fielder, won't be interested in any runs. They already have 8 runs so far. No need of any greediness at the moment. NAIPALA Cricket Club, 8 runs for the loss of 1 wicket after 1 over. Saha finishes his, I won't say a big success, but was so far successful. 7 runs of the over, 1 wicket of Lochan Dital on the very first over. Sandesh Khanal, 2 runs of 3 balls, and Sisir Thapa just came in after Lochan, 3 runs of 2 balls. We'll have to see how they will decide their fate from here onwards. And the bowling side, the batting side had changed. Arjun Shrestha comes on the bowling. A dominant bowler. Spin bowlers are being used. Maybe because of the dew factor as well, the ball will get wet and they won't have much of benefits from spin bowlers towards the end of the innings. Maybe that's why the captain decided to use all their spinners towards the first few overs, and then they will play pace attack. Sisir Thapa will be facing the very first ball of 2nd over. Arjun Shrestha, on the other hand, has been dominant for Sagarmatha. Let's see how good he plays today. The very first ball flicked towards the 3rd man. There are fielders at the point 3rd man area. 3 fielders in that area actually. The captain knows how Sisir likes to play and had safety on that area. Fielder on the mid wicket and long on outside the circle. Big appeal for stumping, but umpire says no, he was inside the crease. So far in 8 balls, Sagarmatha has been creating that pressure towards NAIPALA. And NAIPALA team actually seems under the pressure. I don't know why. They should play with a bit of confidence in the grand finale, but they seem under the pressure. And I have Rupak joining me here in the commentary box. Welcome to the commentary box.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here this morning. It's a bit of a wet field, but so far Sagarmatha team is putting a bit of pressure to NAIPALA, who has been so good this season. We are here on the finals of the Grade A of the NCAA, and the weather is not that great, but it's good to see some cricket unfolds here at a lovely ground.
Obviously, seeing a cricket is always a great opportunity and experience on our side. Unfortunately, we had to forfeit the first match of the day for Grade B finale. It will be played on the reserve day next week, Sunday. But we are fortunate that we are able to play the finale for a Grade A. And NAIPALA and Sagarmatha, both of the team equally confident, and both of them deserve to be in finals as well. So it will just be whose faith is heavy. This is on the heavier side today. So far, Sagarmatha looks confident, but it's a game of cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. So the game of cricket and on the finals. So far, Sandesh batting on 2 of 5 deliveries, and Shishir, who will also be representing New South Wales as a captain of the upcoming OSNM tournament, is right now on the crease and riding the innings of NAIPALA cricket team.
There was a bit of drama unfolding in the very first over, 2 no balls and a wicket of Slochan. That was almost everything that a cricket can have.
Absolutely. I think there was a plot and a good strategy by Sagarmatha team, because there was a spin ball and very interesting and tactical field set as well, because there was a vacant offside, and that's a beautiful shot towards the leg side, a bit of dew on the ground. The batsman will return for a couple of runs.
The ball didn't travel all the way to the boundary. It stopped inside the boundary line. A bit unfortunate for the batsman, but a really good fielding as well from Anil Amatya and Neeraj on the leg side.
The veteran player of Sagarmatha, Anil Amatya, he's been with NCA for so long time. Played for Kathmandu district as well. Very senior player for NCAA. So he will come very crucial in this final for Sagarmatha cricket team later on when he comes to bat.
And just 3 runs of this over from Arjun Shrestha without any wickets. 11 runs with the loss of 1 wicket after 2 overs. NAIPALA Cricket Club seems to be trying to build up that partnership that they couldn't in the very first over. They lost the opening batsman in the first over, and after that, Sandesh and Sisir will have to try to create that partnership and take the game as long as they can from this point. They can't afford any wickets to lose in next 5 or 6 overs. Om Saha comes back with his bowling attack on the 3rd over.
Om has been a very experienced player as well. He has represented in lots of great cricket here in Australia and in South Wales. And at some point he was also the emerging player for NCAA, emerging youth player. So it's good to see him back with his spin bowling.
Quickly steals a single run, and obviously there's no doubt Om Saha has been a great player and emerging player, but in last few matches I have realized he oversteps the crease a little bit. That he needs to keep himself from the discipline, and he needs to control that fit. Otherwise, he's a good player and a great player. He can go far along in the journey, but yeah, that front foot needs to be in control.
Yeah, absolutely. And there has to be some control on the bowling, and looks like now he's picking on his rhythm. At the back end, he could come handy with the bat as well. He can take and rotate singles and take 1s and 2s to move the score for Sagarmatha at the later part of the innings.
Obviously, we have to see how NAIPALA plays the first innings. And again, Rupesh during the toss said 130 would be enough runs, or like they could chase 130 or 140 if there's a target of that. So, and this is a wicket.
Absolutely, we were talking about controlling that line, and that's the reward he's getting. And look at Omi Shah, he's got delighted there. So is the Sagarmatha cricket team.
Obviously, Sagarmatha will have to celebrate this hard and loud, because this is the 2nd wicket on the very 3rd over, and Om Saha is the man who gets both of the wickets. He got Sisir Thapa this time, a prominent batsman who might have been a danger for Sagarmatha and might have been taking NAIPALA's journey to that successful score. But Sisir Thapa has to go back, caught and ball by Om Saha.
Yeah, with that wicket falling here, it looks like the pitch is a bit wet, so is the ball, so there is not as friendly for the batters on the middle. But this is now a bit of a cautious time for the NAIPALA team, because they've lost 2 wickets, and now this would be some form of the recovery to push this score forward.
Obviously, if the batsmen now can't control their wickets and if they keep losing wickets this way, Sisir's decision to bat first would be a suicidal decision, because he said they might be able to put some runs on the board batting first because of the dew of the ground, but that might be dangerous for themselves now because they have already lost 2 wickets. And Santosh Paurel comes in as a new batsman for NAIPALA.
Yeah, Santosh now on the crease. So Omi the bowler.
Omi would try to take as much as wickets from here onwards. Just 10 balls bowled and he has already taken 2 wickets so far. So in next 14 balls, he might want to take 3 more wickets and be in a 5-wicket haul.
Yeah, fifer is always a big reward, big thing, big milestone, especially in the T20 cricket. So that's why, as a bowler, that's what you set your target to do it. And there is an appeal for LBW, and I think the umpire is not interested.
That is not a strong appeal as well. Wicketkeeper was not much interested, and I think he knew it is not going to be LBW, and just takes a single. Looks like a bye run. Missed a pad and a bat, both of them. So far 14 runs with the loss of 2 wickets. 1 more delivery to go in this over. Omi to Sunday's
Down the track, straight to the fielder, no runs there. So that concludes the 3rd over.
Just 3 runs of this over so far, and 3 runs of this over and a wicket. NAIPALA 14 runs for the loss of 2 wickets after 3 overs, and the run rate is just over 4 runs per over, so they might need to increase this, put on a little bit of accelerate within the power play, because there are just 2 fielders outside the circle and they might want to play it hard in next 3 overs of the power play.
Yeah, we are here at the conclusions, the final. The season has gone for so long, nearly 5 months of continuous cricket, and now here we are here at the finals. And finals is always a pressure game, so anything over 120 is going to be a very competitive score given the conditions we have here because of the rain this morning.
Obviously, the dew factor is going to work. The weightness, there won't be much turn in the ball. Might be hard for the pacers as well. So I think there might be a little bit of advantage for the batting team, which will bat in the 2nd innings. But still, the first batting team, NAIPALA, will have to put that respectable score on the board if they want to win. And Sagarmatha are already over the clouds now. 2 wickets already taken in 3 overs, controlling that run rate within around 4 runs per over. And this is what they need to do in the finals.
Yeah, it puts NAIPALA team a little bit on the back foot at the moment. And it is for the batters, especially Sandesh, who has been there on the crease for a little bit longer period of time. He's been there for 8 balls. And it's on his soldiers now to take this innings further, up to maybe 10, 12 overs, rotate those strikes and accumulate as much runs as they can.
Obviously, Sandesh and Santosh have that responsibility from this point of the game, and obviously they will have to keep the wicket, keep the partnership running and rotating the strike if they want to put the pressure on Sagarmatha. So far Arjun has been economical, Omi has been successful bowler, and Sagarmatha has been equally successful as the bowlers, and NAIPALA will want to break that string that has been tightening them and open their hands, put some runs on the scoreboard. Just 15 runs, just 1 run so far in 2 balls, and plays towards the leg side. There's a fielder there, will just be a single.
Yeah, that was a good shot, but only 1 run there, so that looked like to be a boundary, but right, it got where the fielder was. There was lots of gap on that side, but the shot went only in the hands of the fielder on the deep.
And the bowlers are also bowling as per the fielding. The fielder on the deep mid wicket and long on are outside. And an appeal for a stumping. Rupesh looked confident, but umpire said no, it was nowhere near the stumping out. And yeah, bowlers are bowling as per the fielding, and everyone is doing their job nice. That's why Sagarmatha has been so dominant in this game so far. 3.4 overs and just 16 runs with the loss of 2 wickets.
Rightly so, as we can see in the scorecard, 16 with the loss of 2 wickets after 3.4 overs. So the run rate looks just around that 4 runs per over mark. At some point, these two batters have to put their feet on the accelerator to increase the run rate, but and that's not easily available to them because of the conditions here. And given that they've already lost 2 wickets, it's very hard for the batsmen to come down the track and play their shots. So we'll see how these two batters approach the game in the next 2 to 4 overs.
So far, after 4 overs, 16 runs for the loss of 2 wickets is NAIPALA Cricket, and Arjun Shrestha and Omi just finished their spell. Ashish Acharya, new bowler, is introduced by Sagarmatha team. Might want to spread the pressure that they have been putting on. A medium pacer bowler, Ashish Acharya. A very good start. Sandesh Khanal.
It's always good to start with a dot ball, isn't it, as a bowler?
Obviously, dot ball is... wickets are better than dot balls, but still dot ball is a success.
Yeah.
So let's see how Ashish will continue the legacy of that pressure. It's placed to just above that fielder.
And that gives a single to Sagarmatha to push their score to 17 runs. To NAIPALA, apologies.
Yeah, that's been good bowling. Ashish Acharya is also one of the successful bowlers, and if you look at Sagarmatha's team, they are full of successful bowlers, good bowlers. No one had been that bad in this season so far. Everyone dominant. So we have some good names in the team.
And that's a good shot, but only for a single this time.
And this is where we can see the pressure. Even within the power play, the batsman is not getting that gap between the fielders, because if the batsman was not in a pressure and had timed the shot, the ball should have traveled in between the fielder and gone to the boundary in these kind of scenarios. But still, the bowler should be appreciated as well. The ball is just going where the fielder is there.
Yeah, and then they're maintaining a good line. So far, I haven't seen any balls been bowled with any short length or too much width to the batters to play those free-flowing drives that are coming down the track to go over the top.
Not giving that opportunity to the batsman. I think the bowlers are doing a really great job for Sagarmatha here, along with the fielders, of course. But the bowlers of Sagarmatha are just putting that pressure that's required and gone so high. Rupesh says it's mine, coming under the ball
and takes it comfortably. So that's third down for NAIPALA. So far, Sagarmatha taking the wickets at the regular intervals, not allowing NAIPALA team to accelerate any further.
And Santosh Paudel goes back this time. NAIPALA team just falling like dominoes. First wicket in the very first over, and then on the third over, and then on the fifth over. They are just losing wickets with an interval of 1 over in between. And a really good bowling by Ashish Acharya, just taking the legacy from Omi and taking on himself, being a successful bowler, and a very good catch by Rupesh as well. That is comfortable. It went high. That is always hard for a fielder to take a catch, but Rupesh did no mistakes, and the third success for Sagarmatha.
And that brings Anup Vusal as a new batsman on the crease as he walks in the middle. He is a terrific player when he keeps going. He has a range of shots to play, and he has to play his natural game here, given his side is already in the back foot with 19 for 3.
Obviously, and this is just the fifth over in the play. One more ball to finish this fifth over, and the team already seems under pressure. So I think from here onwards, what we're talking about, putting a foot on the accelerator, they might need to put a little light foot on that and try to keep the wicket and put the partnership past 10, 12 overs, keep rotating the strike, and then go for a big hit.
Yeah, cautiously left that ball outside the off stump. And Anup is a very capable player. I'd be interested to see how he approaches his game. He's a kind of a player who can shift the gears very quickly. The good thing he has to do is to just stay in the crease for some time, have a feel of the ground, because the conditions doesn't look that great at the moment. So from the NAIPALA's perspective, I think both the batters would need to make some plan from here on to build some form of solid partnership to push that score beyond 100 at this point of time.
Obviously, after 5 overs, 19 runs for the loss of 3 wickets, NAIPALA playing with just below 4. The run rate is just below 4, 3.80 now, which was a little bit above 4 before this over, and obviously have been under the pressure. Madhav Prasad comes as a new bowler. Best bowling figure, 4 wickets of 16 runs. If he bowls well today, he might be able to improvise his figures. But still, it really depends upon how Anup and Sandesh plays from here onwards. After losing 3 wickets, they might obviously be a little bit lacking in the confidence, but still, they will have to put that thing on. This is the final game. This is not a group stage game. This is the final. If they lose from here, they will lose the trophy.
And that was a good shot, but no runs there. Straight to the fielder.
Just flicks for 1 run. Single, rotating the strike. This is what they need to do for now, for next few overs. And surprisingly, there's no loose balls from the bowlers, so I can't even say they will have to rotate the strikes and pick the loose balls, because the bowler is giving no chances for them.
And all the bowlers are backing to their counterparts on the other side. They've been sticking to a good line and length, which is keeping the batsmen under pressure.
Just in this previous ball, the batsman couldn't connect to the ball well, and we can see the pressure playing there, because batsman is a little bit under pressure, trying to play that shot in the gap, but can't read the ball that well, can't judge the ball, and bowlers getting privileged of this. Madhav Prasad, the new bowler, 2 balls so far and no runs. Good start for him.
Down the track, trying to go through the covers, but got the edge, and the ball racing towards the boundary. Batsman comfortably back for the second.
And just went over Anil Amatya and other 2 players on the third man and point. So this one was lucky. If the ball didn't travel that distance, this would have ended up on the fielder's hand as well. So not that hard shot from the batsman, just the outside edge, and got lucky for 2 runs.
Yeah, we are still at the very early part of this innings, just 5.3 overs. NAIPALA have to play on very well from here, just like what they've been doing for the last 2-3 balls, rotating the strike, and particularly Anup, who can play those big shots. He has to stay there in the crease for NAIPALA to take that score to a defendable score.
Obviously, they will have to be cautious from here. Anup Vusal just came into the crease, hasn't played much. This will be just second ball of him. NAIPALA so far, 22 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. They have got 3 runs in this over so far. Let's see how Anup plays. A slower delivery.
Sagarmatha team are putting some variation on their bowling. Sometimes they're bowling outside the off stump, yorker length, a change in the pace. So that's what the good bowlers do.
Yeah, obviously, and this ball was very amazing ball as well. A slower delivery, slower Yorker, and batsman judged it well and just defended and didn't play any silly shots. So should be appreciated. The batsman should be appreciated for that as well. And bowler, there's no worse for him. Let's see what will come in this very last ball of fifth over, last ball of the power play. Batsman plays it towards the third man, will
take a single, and that's 4 runs of the first over of Madhav Prashai. A good start, I would say.
Obviously a good over for the bowling end. 23 for the loss of 3 wickets after the end of 6 overs. NAIPALA Cricket Club playing with just around the run rate of 4. So playing well, should be rotating strikes more and try to put those singles and doubles on the board. So the power play has ended, so the fielders will be mostly outside. The 4 players or 5 players will be outside on the boundary line, so they will have the chances to take that singles and doubles from now onwards. And I think this will release a little bit of pressure from NAIPALA's batsmen Sandesh and Anup, and they will be able to create that partnership.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how Sagarmatha team will approach to this game, because whether they will stick to those 2 fielders or they want to expand those fielders into the outer rings, because NAIPALA are on the back foot, and allowing those singles is, as far as Sagarmatha is concerned, is not a good option. So it would be interesting to see what the captain is trying to do here, what strategy will come into place.
Obviously, Ashish Acharya comes back to the attack. And interesting fielding here, long on, long off at the place. Mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket is on the place and deep covers on the place. So 4 players on the boundary line. Interesting bowling and just putting pressure even more on the batsman. Still a single. So this is what we're talking about. So the fielders are on the boundary line now, who were creating the pressure and restricting those singles. So batsman will have the opportunity here onwards
to take those singles and push that score. So that's the point I was trying to make, that how the Sagarmatha team will approach to this after the end of the power play after the 5th over. So they are in a very good position to still have those fielders within the inner ring to apply the pressure to the batsmen, so that there are no any easy singles and doubles available to the batters of NAIPALA.
They look in a mood to play outside the off stump, because there's just 1 fielder inside the circle in the leg side, so all the deliveries will be outside the offside. So I won't be surprised if they're just playing on the off stump line or towards the, but they still won't be giving any room to the batsman to play that big shots. Here comes the delivery and still playing towards the offside, and just where the fielder is, restricting everything.
So far, a very good ball, good over by Ashish.
Just 1 run so far in 4 deliveries, 2 more to come in this over. Goes for a big shot but gets beat just inside the edge and ball stayed where it was. I think there was a little bit of batsman's pad playing as well.
The ball was there for a batsman to hit, but there was a miss. Just got the edge, inside edge, onto his pads.
And this is what we're talking about, the pressure playing here. And goes for that same shot again, but finds the fielder there. Will just be 1 run.
So that concludes a tight over from Ashish. He's so far bowled beautifully.
Just 2 runs from that over. 5 runs and 1 wicket from Ashish 2 overs. NAIPALA are 25 for 3 after 7 overs. Still a little bit of break on that run flow. Just 2 runs of that last over.
Yeah, I think they have to carry this momentum of scoring runs and at least 4 or 5 runs for next 5 overs, and see how much they can extend in those last 10 overs, particularly around those last 5 overs, keep those wickets in hand.
Yeah, Yeah, I think they should be playing to keep the run flow as it is till this point. But in the last over, just 2 runs that was below the current run rate. So if they play with at least 4 runs per over, they will be keeping that momentum. And once they are set, they can play the big shots and put that accelerator on that foot on the accelerator. But at the moment, they still have that foot on the brake, so they will have to release that and try to take singles and doubles.
That's a good shot on the leg side for a single. So the 4 runs from here on until the 15th over will get them to somewhere in the mark of 60-65. So from there on, if they can be in a position of somewhere around 75 to 80 runs, that will be a good build-up for NAIPALA. It will be interesting to see how they approach to this game until that 15 over mark.
Also looking on the pitch condition, the ground, the weather condition, 140, 145 would be a good run target from NAIPALA in the first over. And a risky 1 run and overthrow will give them 1 more run.
That will help the cause for NAIPALA for sure.
Obviously that will do it. No matter how the run comes, it's important that the run is increasing on the scoreboard. That would be fine. And with the pace attack coming in place, I think the batsmen are feeling a bit comfortable as well. 3 runs of 2 balls so far in this over. We'll have to see, will this be that over NAIPALA needed?
Yeah, a big over, somewhere around 10 runs. We'll see that scoreboard into the next stage.
And plays in between the gap, but the ball didn't have much pace. Will just be a single.
Yeah, batsmen have to exert some pressure on their shot because the outfield is not that friendly either. It's because of the rain and the dew in the field. A good sweetly timed shot may not go to the boundary. So there has to be some power on the shot to get into the boundary for sure, unless you go over the top.
We were talking about that wet outfield before the match as well. If this was a dry outfield, it would have been a quick outfield as well. But with that wetness, and here might be a risk of run out, but misses everyone.
There was a slight confusion between the 2 batsmen. There was a slight chance of a run out, but at the end, the batsmen at the non-striking end get back home safely.
We're talking about the outfield because of the wetness on the pitch and on the grass. The ball won't travel to the boundary line so easily as it would have been if it was a dry outfield. So we'll have to put that a bit of energy on the bat to give the ball that pace to travel to the boundary line. 29 runs so far, 4 runs of this over. Let's see, 2 more balls to go from Madhav Prasai. Looks like a wide ball and umpire signals is a wide. I think this is the very first wide ball of this innings.
Yeah, then the score moves to 30s now, 30 for 3. Madhav, who was very disciplined in the last over, has been a bit shaky this time, giving a wide and allowing some room for the batsman to play the shot. This time it was a good length ball and played by the batsman towards the 3rd man for a single.
This had been good over for the batting side. I would say not much runs, but still the runs they needed to keep the pace of the runs on the scoreboard.
So far 5 runs of this over.
One last ball to go from Madhav Prasai, and it will be Sandesh Khanal on the strike. Let's see how he plays this last one. Gets a full toss.
Down the track just for a single, and that concludes the 8th over. Score moves to 31 for 3 for NAIPALA. And so far, Sandesh have been batting cautiously, even though his strike rate is not that great, but given the condition of the grounds and the situation his team is on. 14 runs of 25 balls is what shows he has done the heavy lifting.
Assis Acharya coming back to the attack. 2 overs, 5 runs and just 1 wicket. That's economical and successful bowling. Batsman Sandesh Kanal plays it towards the leg side just for a single. That leg side has a little bit of gap. Just one fielder inside the 30-yard circle. If they are able to flick the ball and beat that fielder inside the circle, they will easily get a single and probably second run as well in some instances.
Yeah, batsman can play straight down the ground for a single. There's a big gap in the long off reason for singles.
Obviously, and looking at the field setup, the bowler will try to bowl as much as offside they can and try to make the batsman to play on the off. But this was a little bit of bad bowling.
Was that going to be the first boundary of the innings? The ball stopped there because of the dew. There was a chance for a run out. Is there a chance for overthrow? But the batsman decided against it.
It was a bad bowling, was not in line with the fielding. The batsman flicked it towards the fine leg, but the ball stopped inside the boundary line. This is what we're talking about, the outfield. The weakness of the outfield is playing here and not being that beneficial to the batsman. A little bit of power would have flicked the ball towards the boundary line, but still, it is what it is. Just 3 runs actually. The batsman took 3 runs of that ball.
So far, 4 runs of this over. Last 2 overs has been very good for NAIPALA. And a confident shot towards the point region. Omi the fielder. And that's a good shot towards the leg side. Yet another single for NAIPALA.
A good single. Just keeping that pace and rotating the strike. So this is what they need so far. 5 runs of this over, just 2 dot balls and runs coming off other 3 balls. So this is the pace they require. 36 runs of 3 wickets. 1 last ball to go in this 9th over. Tries to play, beats.
Gets the edge just for a single. Nevertheless, that's a vital run. Extra 1 run added to the scorecard.
Yeah, beats the wicket keeper a little bit unhappy, but 37 for 3 after 9th over. NAIPALA here.
And this also now takes NAIPALA team above the run rate of 4 runs per over.
Yeah, that is the mark they were desperately trying to get up to. They were just falling 1 run behind on the 4 run rate. And Ramdai desperately trying to come on the in front of the camera. No worries, he's just doing some technical stuff to bring you the smooth live broadcast on your mobile phones, laptops.
Yeah, lots of hard work behind the scenes by the technical staff here at NCAA, working hard to bring this live coverage to you all who are watching.
And looks like a bowling change in the 10th over. Just 1 more over for drinks break, probably. I'm not sure how the umpires and the players are thinking, but if they need a drinks break, it will be just 1 over far from here onwards. And the bowling change, obviously. Anup Oli comes in the attack, a prominent and dominant bowler, star bowler in NPL and NCAA both.
So far, Sagarmatha was sticking to the medium pace and the spin bowlers, but now this is a slight change in the variation in the pace. Anup is quick, fast bowler for NCAA. He's been doing bowling so fast for NCA for so long period of time. We have to see how he approaches his bowling here, whether he will stick to his pace or tries to bowl the ball into the right areas by controlling a pace a little bit.
Yeah, and Anup Oli coming round the wicket. That might be a little bit of pressure on the batsman, but still it's a single of very first ball. Batsman Anup Busal. That is Anup facing Anup. And with the single, Sandesh comes on the strike. We'll have to see how the batsmen will set their strategy with the pacers coming in attack. Second delivery from Anup.
Now that 6 runs have shifted the momentum here for the NAIPALA team.